Hey there, this is Ian Gallagher, aka DJ IBG, Ableton Certified Trainer. Today I'm going to go through how to program trap beats using Ableton Live. This isn't the creation of the sounds themselves, but more just basic programming options that you probably want to use. I'm not going to say it's the best way to do it, but it's probably the most straightforward. There are other ways, so if you see them out there, they're definitely valid too, but this is probably the most consistent way that I've found, and it's the way that I personally use. So let's just dive right in. This, first of all, is a free trap template. I'll link to it below. It's called French Press, and it's from my Run Thy Trap Volume 2 pack. And it's totally free. Again, the link will be below. Just enter your email and you can get it. And in there, I have this, I have a drum group. And then if you open that up, I've got this drum rack with 808 sounds on it that I ran through a distressor, so they're kind of nice and crunchy. Depending on which layer you're looking at, I have different amounts of distortion on different layers, and you can select the different which layer you want, blah, blah, blah. That's not what we're going to be discussing today. Let's just get into, first of all, how to make patterns. Obviously, make a new scene here with Command I, insert scene. And obviously you can double click to create a clip, or over in the arrangement view, you can select an amount of time and do Shift Command M on a Mac, which I believe would be Shift Control M on a PC. Then you have a clip created and you can start banging away at it. You might also want to use Control L. Select the clip and do Command L on a Mac, I believe Control L on a PC. And now you have this amount of time looped up. I'll work over in the arrangement view today. Basically the exact same thing applies over in the session view over here, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so let's get into creating a pattern. The first thing that you definitely want to be using when making trap beats is a pencil tool. That is available up here in the corner. Or you're going to want to just memorize. It's the B key. Super easy. Hit the B key and you can just start writing away. So what I do there, just click and drag and let go. You can do the opposite to erase notes. Click, drag, let go. So, this is, super helpful with, say, hi-hats. Let's, find our hi-hat. It's obviously just written there, but if you didn't know, you can. Okay, so we just ruined a hi-hat pattern. Let's hear that. All right, how about in this last part, we put in a snare roll. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Now, when you zoom in, you just saw that the grid got smaller. That's one way of doing it, to make the grid smaller, so then you can add in different note values. The other way that I highly recommend that you memorize is the Command 2 and Command 1 shortcuts. I believe Control 2 and Control 1 on PC, and that will make the grid bigger or smaller for you without having to zoom. So let's do Command 2. It's getting bigger. Command 1, getting smaller. So now just from one view, we can kind of go nuts. Get bigger, smaller, etc. Command 1, smaller. Command 2, bigger. Whatever. Command, this is like kind of too much in here. Now, along with that, you're probably going to want to memorize Command 3 or Control 3, and that turns the grid into triplets. And triplets are really important in trap. They make things a lot funkier. So let's hit Command 3, and now all of a sudden we got a triplet grid that we can make bigger or smaller, again, using Command 2 or Command 1. And if you want to get out of the triplet grid, again, hit Command 3, Control 3 again. And boom, we're back to non-triplets. And that works great on hi-hats as well. Let's, Command 3, make it a little bigger, do a measure, half a measure of triplets, see how that sounds. Let's put in some kicks. Okay, yeah, I mean, basically creating good patterns is just kind of, I think, just going back and forth between the triplet grid and the non-triplet, making the grid bigger or smaller with Command 1 and 2, Control 1 and 2, and then just having fun with it and, making it funky more or less. Now, the other big thing, of course, with trap beats is the pitching up and down of certain elements. Mostly that's going to be your snare. So the way you do that is also pretty easy. So let's double click on the track and then find our snare instrument. This is the particular snare that we're using for this clip. No, it's not. Sorry about that. It's this one. I'm going to hit upgrade because just put this into 9.5. Okay, so what you're going to then do, this is just the new simpler in 9.5. What you're going to then do is you need to find your transpose area in simpler, which is right here. In this case, I have it mapped further up the chain, which so you can do the same thing from here that I'm about to show you. But for simplicity's sake, I'm going to unmap it just so everyone's on the same page. So unmap, right-click, unmap. Okay, so now that we've done that, all we have to do is click on it, and you might have noticed that now we have transpose written up here under reasonable, which is the name of this simpler. Now we can click on any parameter, like pan. Now we see pan, spread. Now we see spread, but for our purposes, we want transpose. And now that we have transpose, you might want to use the hand tool to adjust. But now, until you see the red line, and now basically we can draw in automation for our snare transpose, which is going to give us that pitch effect. And again, I just have the pen tool, the pencil with the B button, and it's time to just play around, really. turn off this reverb actually. Yes, that's pretty much it. You know, I just made this pattern in 5 seconds, but, you know, spend a couple hours with it, you'll come up with something funky. And, you know, if you have a really long kick, for example, you might want to transpose that as well. So, you know, you just go to your kick instrument. Again, I have my kicks in all these layers here, but, you know, you find the kick that's playing. In this case, that one's the one that's getting triggered. Upgrade. And I'm going to unmap this again just so nobody gets confused. So find your transposition control, click it, and again, you have it up here now to automate. Now again, if you're not seeing the red line, which is confusing, use your hand tool here to move it until you do. If you need some more real estate, by the way, you might want to hide your return tracks. And there you go to View, and you can go down and hide your returns. And that definitely creates a bit more room. And then also just pulling down here, opening and closing your, I think this is the detail view down here, clip view, detail view. One final tip I'll leave you with is once you've automated a couple things like this, you might want to see them all on top of each other. So what you can do is click this plus button, and now the kick has its own lane. Scroll down to it. Okay, cool. And then now what you can do as well is go find your snare, which, because I have so many things in here, it's a little hard to find, so snares, distressed, it's this one. Yep, here it is now, up here, and then I can click the add button again. And now I've got, now I've got these guys on top of each other, and I can sort of see how my automation is working together, and I can fold them up, put them away if I'm not needing to look at them. And that's kind of the long and the short of it, you know. I mean, everything else is kind of the art of trap. There's no real rules about BPM and how you arrange your notes in here. It's just kind of digging in and having fun and being creative, making good music. So I hope you found this helpful. Like, subscribe, and comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. And, you know, hit me up with any questions as well below. I'd love to help out. All right, till next time, make some good music. Peace.
That's crystals in the air, and